Welcome to Fresno City Vision. I'm Heather Hanks. Strong and successful locally owned businesses are vital to the Fresno economy. That's why the city has established an office specifically to support and promote locally owned businesses in our community. Here to talk about that is Amy Huerta, the Manager of Local Business Initiatives for the City of Fresno. Amy, welcome to Fresno City Vision.
Thank you.
First off, specifically focusing on locally owned businesses. Tell me, a lot of cities work hard to bring big companies. Why do we focus on locally owned business?
Well, two things, jobs and investment in the community. So, and actually the focus on locally owned businesses is actually starting to be a trend across the nation. But as I look at other cities, because I like to focus on best practices a lot, and we're actually one of the first cities to really put this into place and to really put our money where our mouth is. But we focus on it for jobs and investment. First thing, jobs. It's estimated that locally owned business provide about 70% of the jobs in our community. So if you think about that on a bigger scale, I think in Fresno it's even more so because we have so many small locally owned companies that have been here for years. Second of all, investment. And investment in two parts. Locally owned companies, typically, they have an investment in our community. Their kids live here. Their families live here. When things go bad, like we do see now, they tend to be more innovative and find a ton of different ways to keep their doors open because they have an investment in our local community. But then also, you'll find that locally owned businesses, on average, actually help more money circulate in our local economy. So you'll see local businesses, because they have their own decision-making power, they're able to use their own CPAs, use local marketing firms, use local lawyers if necessary. So you'll see a lot more of their money spent in our local economy. And so what that does is it keeps more money circulating in our local economy, which is good for all of us. So I would definitely have to say, not only are they providing the most jobs in our community, which is what we want to see, but they're also have an investment in our community, and you can see it by how much they give back to our community.
Exactly. You've got a couple of specific examples that the city is working toward to support this process. Tell me a little bit about those.
Absolutely. Well, the first thing we do, I have a thing called affinity groups, and affinity groups are businesses that are in like-minded industries. So let's say, we have 100 contractors in this city and they're all struggling with one problem. So as opposed to doing the case management of this business has this problem or this business has this problem, we bring together locally owned businesses that are all within the same industry and come up with common solutions. So what I think what's really unique about my job is that I don't define how I want to make this city a business-friendly place. I allow the business community to define it. I meet with them in their affinity groups and have them come up with priorities. So if they say, I think the city can do X, Y, and Z, then I turn around and I implement it within the city. Because the overall goal is to make our city an easier place to do business. So it helps our locally owned businesses continue to grow, which is really the ultimate goal.
And it gives them an opportunity to strengthen their promotion of service with each other.
Absolutely. And so, for example, I have a technology affinity group. I have about 24 local technology companies in that group. A lot of people don't realize that we have great technology here, so they turn to the Bay Area or even LA to get their services. But what the city's doing is we're working alongside them to help promote them through different smaller events that we do with them, and just through each other. They have picked up probably over 20 to 30 different accounts through each other. Because now when people come and ask them to do something, they'll say, I can't do it, but use this other local company. So we've seen a huge investment from them, just all getting to know each other and bringing them all together and just bringing awareness that we do have a great technology base here.
Strength in aligning with our competitors. That's good to know that they can support each other.
Absolutely.
Tell me about Prime Time for Business.
Prime Time for Business, actually, I think one of the very, very fun initiatives. So what it is about 1 to 2 times a month, I pick a locally owned company that has a specific market niche. So they do something that you probably can't find anyplace else. Also, they bring back 25% of their business is outside the area. So they're bringing back 25% of their profits back into our local economy. And that's what really strengthens our local economy, is local businesses that are doing business outside, bringing that money back and employing the people that are here. So we choose businesses that, again, have a market niche, are locally owned and headquartered here, do about 25% of their business out of the area. They come in front of City Council, they do about a 10-minute presentation, and it's really just to send this soft but consistent message to Council that as we push forward pro-business policies, they'll remember these companies and say, this is who we do it for, this is why. For example, we've had a local company called Polestar. They are Billboard Music's biggest competitor. We've had Vision One. They are one of Ticketmaster's largest competitors that all come through. We had Pappy's Fine Food. They're McCormick's. So, you know, go home and look at your cupboard. I guarantee you'll have a number of Pappy seasonings in there. So we bring these companies in just to really consistently send that message. We have really cool companies here, and we want to highlight those that have already made that investment in our community.
Absolutely. Do we have a local business directory?
Well, actually, the city just got a new business license system, so it's making it much easier for us to track businesses. And what I'm doing is we're doing a print version, and we're also doing an online version. Okay. The print version, I would say, is consumer-driven. And that really is your restaurants and retail. So you'll receive it probably through your Fresno Bee, we're thinking. And pretty much it's just a phone book that you can keep by your phone. And when your family's like, I want Italian food, you can say, well, what's some good locally owned Italian restaurants? Here they are. Or I'm going to go buy a bike. I'm going to go buy a book. What are some great locally owned stores? And it's not saying these are the only places you can go, but it's pushing the message of we're giving our residents the information that they need. We're making it readily available. Then we're doing an online directory, and this is actually going to have all businesses in the city of Fresno based on our business license. So you have to have a business license, but it's going to have all of them, and that's really what I call the business to business. So, you know, if you're a local deli and you need marketing or you need printing or you need anything like that, you can go to a local service. So it's really making that business to business connections, and we're hoping to launch those in October 2010.
And what's the response from the business community on these efforts?
At first, overall businesses, open arms completely. They are completely overwhelmed by it. I've had great responses, and we've really started to use each other as a resource. But at first, it was, you're the city. What do you want from us? But now it's just, they're really embracing it, and they get it. They're locally owned businesses. They've been here 10, 15, 20 years, and it's like they've known it all along. They've been striving, they've been doing well, but now I think with the help from the city, I think they're really starting to appreciate doing business in the city of Fresno. So, it's getting that response from them that's just really, it really makes my job worthwhile, just to know that even if it's one business, even if you made one difference, it's getting them involved. And I think a lot of them have completely accepted it with open arms. So,
what's coming? What can we see in the future?
Well, one of the things we're looking at in 2011, we're looking at a Fresno food show. So everybody says that, everybody knows we are the agricultural base, of the nation. So what we're doing is we're inviting in local manufacturers, producers, specialty foods, and then one day we're going to be inviting in retail and restaurants, so Costco, Save Mart, those types of larger retail and local restaurants. And we're doing like a business matchmaking with them, and we're trying to get our locally owned businesses into larger markets. So right there, the city is providing resources to one of our largest industries. And then the second day, we're looking at opening up to the public, and we haven't named it yet. But so we're looking at inviting the public in and just giving them a taste of Fresno. So that's one of our big projects for 2011.
Tell me how local businesses, viewers out there, can get involved.
Well, you can definitely go to our website. I am housed in the Downtown and Community Revitalization Department. However, my initiative covers the entire city. So they can go to our website. They can look at the different affinity groups that we have right now. If they have recommendations for other affinity groups, I'm open ears. They can be one of our primetime candidates. So all they have to do is go to our website and just know that I cover the entire city.
Excellent. My guest has been Amy Huerta, Manager of Local Business Initiatives for the City of Fresno. As Amy mentioned, you can get more information about the city's efforts by visiting fresno.gov/downtown and following the Local Business Initiatives link. That's all for this edition of Fresno City Vision, and I'm Heather Hanks. Thanks for watching.